Alright, let's break this down in a way that makes sense, that hits hard, and that shifts your beliefs at a deep subconscious level. We're talking about flipping the script on your brain. Right now, you've probably got a habit of thinking you're going to fail. You tell yourself things won't work out. Your energy drops, you hesitate, and guess what? That's exactly how you get stuck. But what if, just what if, you could flip that belief? Instead of assuming you're going to fail, you decide you're going to win, even if the win is tiny. Like a small step forward. You bring your best self to the table. You decide to win. Think about that for a second. What would change? Here's the thing. Your brain is like a fucking supercomputer. It's constantly scanning for patterns, right? If you're always thinking, I'm going to fail, your brain starts looking for ways to prove that to be true. You'll notice all the things that could go wrong, the mistakes, the things you haven't done right. That's because your brain is programmed to find what it believes. And guess what? It finds it every single time. But if you flip that belief and start thinking, I'm going to win, you train your brain to look for ways to succeed. And guess what your brain starts doing then? It starts scanning for success signals. You'll notice opportunities you missed before. You'll spot openings you never saw. You'll start seeing the positive outcomes more than the negative ones. Suddenly, your energy changes. It's electric. People feel it. They see it. They're drawn to your confidence, your authority. And they respond to you differently. That's how success happens. It's not just about what you do. It's about how you show up. Let's put this into simple terms for your brain, so it gets in deep. How do you already do it? You've done this before without even realizing it. Let's say you're trying to get something done, and you've done it before. Did you notice when you were sure that you could do it, the path opened up? Maybe you made a quick decision, or maybe you were in the zone and suddenly things just clicked. You found yourself taking action, feeling powerful, and making shit happen. You were vibrating at that frequency of success. That's you doing it already. Now what happens if you keep flipping that belief? Instead of doubting, you begin thinking, I've got this. What's the best way to make this happen? Your brain then shifts to scanning for ways to make it happen. Boom. The universe starts conspiring to give you the opportunities that you need. The people around you, they start seeing your confidence. And they get on board. This is how you naturally start winning. You've already done it. You just didn't see it for what it was. So how can you do this in new ways? Start catching yourself when you slip into the I'm going to fail thought. Be aware of it and simply flip it. Take that moment of doubt and turn it into a question. What's the best thing I can do right now to make this work? This puts you in an empowered state. You stop being passive and you start actively creating. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start doing. That's where the magic happens. You're in a meeting. You've been having doubts. Flip it. What if this is the moment where I completely nail this? What if my idea is going to hit? You're about to speak in front of people. Flip it. I've got something important to share, and people are going to listen. You're about to make a tough decision. Flip it. What's the next step that brings me closer to success? You're not guessing. You're not waiting. You're acting from that place of knowing. And the beauty of this, you can start small. So small, it's barely noticeable. But it shifts the trajectory. Why is this so important? The reason this is vital is simple. It's about focus. What you focus on expands. Your brain can only process so much information, so it prioritizes. If you focus on failure, it'll find failure. If you focus on success, it'll find success. This is how neuroplasticity works. Your brain rewires itself based on what you think about most. So if you're consistently focused on success, your brain literally begins to rewire itself to make success your default mode of thinking. And that, my friend, is fucking powerful. So what does science say about why this works? There's a ton of science behind this. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and to reorganize itself. It means the more you think a certain way, the more your brain strengthens these neural pathways. It's like lifting weights. But instead of muscle, you're building a brain that's wired for success. The more you reinforce positive beliefs about your ability to win, the stronger these connections become. And let's talk dopamine for a second. Dopamine is the brain's reward system. When you take action and succeed, even in small ways, your brain releases dopamine, making you feel good. This makes you want to do it again and again. You start associating success with pleasure. That's the science of reward learning. The more you succeed, the more your brain says, fuck yeah, let's do more of this. So why do we get stuck with limiting beliefs? We all have them. It's the baggage, the childhood stuff, the stuff that's been drilled into us about failure, fear, and self-doubt. It's all learned behaviour, but guess what? It's just a habit. A deeply ingrained habit that has no place in your future unless you let it. The brain's natural tendency is to seek comfort. And that is why we stay in the familiar, even if that familiar is uncomfortable. The top patterns that hold us back: perfectionism. I can't try until I'm perfect. You're frozen. You don't act. You fail before you even start. Self-doubt. What if I'm not good enough? This stops you from even putting yourself out there. Overthinking. You're stuck in your head, circling the same damn questions. This creates confusion and inaction. People-pleasing. You're scared of how people will react, so you hold back from showing up fully. These patterns drain your energy, keep you stuck, and ultimately sabotage your potential. You've got to break these patterns by interrupting them. You've got the power to do that. Here's how you pace and lead. Pace. You match where the person is currently at. You acknowledge their doubts, their hesitations. You don't tell them they're wrong for feeling this way. Instead, you get on their level and show empathy. Lead. Then you gently guide them to a new belief. You show them what's possible. You shift the focus to success. You make them see and feel what success looks like. And you lead them there with confidence. When you do this for others, you're building rapport on a deep emotional level. You're meeting them where they are, and then offering them the belief upgrade that they need. This is how leaders inspire. So what happens if you flip the belief? What happens if you decide to win, no matter what? You become unstoppable. The results don't just show up. They magically appear. And that's the key. Belief is the gateway to action. The more you believe, the more you act. And the more you act, the more you win. You see how this loops back? It becomes self-fulfilling. So stop fucking around with self-doubt. Flip the damn script. You've got this. You're going to win. Keep flipping the belief every time. and watch what happens.